Hello everybody, welcome to this video. Today I'm here to talk about two dreams that I had that I just truly believe are from God. These dreams are a gift from God, that He allows me to have these dreams. They're just a gift from God. That's just honestly what I can say. My name is Lauren, if you're new to the channel, and I am 19 years old. The reason I mention my age is because people often think I'm a lot younger than I am. I often get told I look like I'm 12 or 13. Some people even say I look like I'm 15, but my actual age is 19. So, yeah, let's get into the video. I guess we'll start with this dream. And yeah, let's get into it. So, in the dream, I was in this library, and I'm in this library, and I'm just like really happy. Like, I guess the best way to represent how I was feeling, I guess, was like carefree, peaceful. I was really happy, and I'm just walking along, I guess like you could say skipping, and I'm just like touching all the books that are on this bookcase. I'm not knocking them off, I don't think, I'm just touching them. And I'm just like skipping and touching them, and I was wishing I could have more time in this library to read all the books. But I knew I didn't have enough time to read all the books that were in this library. So I'm just like skipping, peaceful, like I just have like this peaceful feeling. And as I'm walking, I end up in this area where there's like a kid table. And in my dream, I don't think I was walking that long, but it was almost like I felt like exhausted. Like I was like, I need to sit down. And as I'm walking, like I said, I saw this like little kid table, and I'm not like the biggest person, I'm short, so I was just thinking, I was like, I can sit at this little kid table and take a rest. And I didn't feel very tired in the dream or like exhausted or anything, but that's how I was acting. But I was like, I didn't feel like I was exhausted or anything, but that's how I was acting. Like I needed to sit down, like I haven't sat down in years. So I start walking towards this table, this little kid table, and all of a sudden this angel just stops me. This angel just stops me. He just is right in front of me and stops me. And this angel was glowing like very, very bright. This angel was glowing so bright. Most of the time when I see an angel, they're not glowing bright like this, but this angel was glowing so bright. And this angel, I believe, had wings. Now, most angels I see don't have wings, but this one had wings, I believe. This might be the first angel I've ever seen to actually have wings. I'm honestly saying that. And in this dream, this angel was standing right in front of me. And I want to mention, this angel never spoke. He never said a word to me. But it was almost like telepathically, I knew what he was trying to tell me. So in my dream, like I said, this angel was right in front of me, and he was just glowing really, really bright. So I try to walk past this angel, and I'm like, oh, there's an angel. Like, that's a normal thing that we commonly see. But yeah, I try to kind of walk past this angel, and before I walked past the angel, he had this container. If you don't know, I like to draw and color. So in the dream, he had a container of like, it was these like pens of different colors, and they were scented. And he has this jar of them. And I'm like, oh. So I grabbed one of the pens, and like I said, I don't think the angel ever said anything, but it was like telepathically, I knew what he was trying to tell me. And like I said, I'm looking at the pens he has, and I grab one, and I think smell it, and I'm like, oh, can I keep this? And I knew like the angel was like, yeah, you can keep it. And I just like grabbed one pen, and it was like telepathically. I don't think he ever spoke. It was just like telepathically. He just tells me like telepathically, he's like, these pens are all yours. It's a gift. He's like, it's a gift. They're all yours. But like I said, I don't think he ever spoke. This was just like telepathically. And I just knew he was like, these pens are all yours. When I had only taken one pen, because I'm like, that's just how I was. I didn't want to be greedy, I guess. And he's like, all the pens are yours. He's like, this is a gift. And I'm like, kind of confused. And he's like, there's gonna be many, many more gifts than just this. And I'm like, what? Like, I felt kind of weird because I'm like, I feel kind of weird taking gifts from a stranger that I don't even feel like I know. And he just hands me, I think he handed me basically the whole container of pins. And when I say there was a bunch of pins, like I say like 1,000 or more pins. And he was just telling me, he's like, there's going to be many more gifts than this. And I'm like, what? Like, huh? Like, I'm confused. And the angel's just standing there, and I have the container of like pins in my hands. And I am about to walk past this angel because I wanted to get to that table. But it was really weird because like I didn't feel exhausted, but something just kept like telling me I need to sit down, I need to sit down. So I'm walking to this table, but as I got closer to this table, it was like the peace and stuff I felt started leaving my body. It was like this great happiness and peace that I felt when I was skipping and touching the books just was like slowly leaving my body when I got closer to this table. And when I got closer to this table, it was like the table was farther from me. Like every time I got closer to it, it was like the table looked farther away, if that makes sense. And I noticed this was happening as I got closer to this table. And I was like, this isn't right. I'm like, this isn't right. It's like something is wrong. So I decided to go back to where the angel was. Because I'm like, something's wrong. This is not right. I was like, I'm not supposed to go that path. And I went back to where like the angel was. And I just like kind of knew, like in that moment I knew. I was like, this angel was trying to stop me from going that way. Because that's not the path I'm supposed to be on. And I turned around and I went again on the path where I was peaceful and happy. And I decided I wasn't going to go on that evil path. And that was it. That was the entire first dream. Very, very interesting. I really feel like that dream was like God showing me that bad stuff like that, like the evil, that's not my path. I really feel like that was God, like, he's like, your path is going to be with me in the kingdom. I feel like that's what the dream was about. And the angel was there to stop me from going to that evil path. I really felt like that's what it was about. Very interesting dream. These dreams are just a blessing from God. If it wasn't for God, I wouldn't even have these dreams. They're just such a blessing. Okay, so dream number 2, the dream I just told you I had, I think 2 or 3 days ago. But the dream I'm about to tell you I had last night, and it was just, this one was like, what God told me was just like crazy in this dream. So I had a dream that I was outside, like in my backyard. And where I live, we don't really have a backyard. It's sort of like, it's kind of hard to explain, but it's almost like we don't have a backyard. It's just like grass. Like there's no fence. Like we don't really have a backyard. Like our backyard is our neighbor's front yard, if that makes sense. And so I'm just like in the backyard, and I have this book with me, and it's like a survival book. It's like it teaches you how to make like fires and different things. It was like a survival book. How to make makeshift weapons, like how to make an axe, etc. It was a survival book. And I'm looking at the survival book, and I'm going to try to make a fire. Just like using like rocks and sticks and stuff like they did in the old days. And so I'm in the backyard, and I got this like container to make the fire because I didn't want to start like a grass fire. I'm like, please, I don't want to start a grass fire. So I get this container so it can hold the fire in so it won't end up making a grass fire. And I'm like, this is just for practice because I was like, this is just for practice, you know. And I didn't understand why I was practicing making a fire. I've never had a reason in my life to do that, to make like a fire like they did back in the old days. Never had a reason to do that. But in my dream, that's what I was practicing doing. And so I'm starting the fire. I got some sticks, and I'm starting the fire, and it actually worked. And I made a fire like they did in the old days. And I was just like kind of excited. So I'm sitting down in the grass, and I'm just watching my fire get a little bigger, and I'm just making sure it's not too big where it could start a grass fire, because I really did not want to start a grass fire in my dream. And as I'm sitting watching my fire get bigger, all of a sudden the clouds in the sky start moving. And I'm like, what the heck's going on? Like, it kind of scared me. I'm like, what the heck's going on? And I decide to look up, and I can see, like, it would look like a person's face in the clouds, and I can hear God's voice. And this is what he told me. He said, in a year and a half, he's like, I will return. In the dream, he told me, at first, before he told me that, he started kind of like laughing, because I asked him, I was like, why do I have to learn all this? Why do I have to learn how to make a fire like they did in the old days? We don't do that anymore. And he started kind of laughing, and he's like, you should know. And then he told me, he said, he's like, I will return in a year and a half. And he was like telling me, he's like, you need to know how to do this stuff, because you're going to have to leave your house. He's like, and when he told me this, I saw, like, I guess a future version of myself. And I was in a forest, and my family wasn't there. And I saw I had like a spear, but I carved it out of wood. And in my dream, I honestly felt like he was showing me the future. I was standing in a forest, and I was hunting squirrel. Yeah, I was hunting squirrel. And I remember in the dream, I was telling myself, I never thought I would be eating squirrel, because I've never eaten squirrel in my life. Never have. But that's what was happening in the dream. Sorry about that. But yeah, I saw like the future, and I was standing in a forest, and I remember thinking that I was hunting squirrel. And I was like, I've never eaten squirrel in my life, let alone do I know how to cook it. And in the dream, that's what I was doing. And like I said, I had like a spear in my hand, but it was carved out of wood. And I don't remember my family being with me. I just remember I was standing in the forest, and I think I might have been by myself. Maybe we were separated. I don't know. And another thing I would like to mention, when I saw the future, I remember I had my pants kind of pulled up, and it was like they were torn. They had like cuts in them, like the clothes was torn. And I remember I wasn't wearing any shoes. At all. And that was pretty much what I saw. And then after I saw this, I was back in my neighbor's backyard, and I could see the fire, and that was pretty much the whole dream. I feel like this was God telling me when he might be returning, and it was like a warning. He's like, you need to prepare. You need to prepare. I really feel like that's what it was. A warning for him, telling me I need to prepare, that he's about to return. So that's what the two dreams were that I had. And I wanted to tell y'all, yesterday I don't know what was going on yesterday, but yesterday, like, everything that could go wrong was going wrong yesterday, specifically for me. And I was just like, why is everything going wrong? Literally yesterday, everything that could go wrong was like going wrong. Like, I spilled my drink and other things happened. It was like crazy. So I pray that tomorrow does not, not tomorrow, I meant to say yesterday, that yesterday doesn't happen again, because like I said, everything that could go wrong yesterday was just like going wrong. So I pray against whatever caused that, and I just pray that I don't have another day like that, because like I said, everything that could go wrong yesterday was like going wrong. And today, it is a rainy day. It seems lately when I record these videos, it happens to be raining. But yeah, today's a really rainy day. We're in a flood watch, I think. And my mom loves when it rains. We don't get rain too often, and my mom freaking loves when it rains. And it's funny because my dad hates when it rains. So my dad hates it, and my mom loves it. So it's kind of funny. But I pray whoever is watching this video has a blessed day. And even though, like I said, yesterday was not a very good day for me, I'm glad that I am still alive, and I'm still blessed by Yahweh. I'm not going to let one bad day ruin everything. And whoever's watching this video, I pray that you have a blessed day, and thanks for watching this video. And I guess, bye for now.